Hi, welcome to Victoria lockdown number 5, because that's right folks, we're doing it again. Apparently this time we're only in lockdown for 5 days. It is currently Thursday the 15th of July. We're supposed to come out of lockdown midnight next Tuesday, so we shall see how this goes. And I decided to haphazardly vlog this because I'm throwing everything out the window because I just want to read things that are ridiculous and that make me feel happy. Also, I've spent all tonight on phone parent-teacher interviews and personal training, and there's family stuff going on that I can't do anything about now because I'm in lockdown, so we're just gonna do this. I clearly need something else to do. I say that, but I am being very dramatic. I will actually be in at work on site tomorrow. I'm helping with the rollout of devices for students who need them, and we also have a curriculum day, which means we actually don't have kids online tomorrow morning, which is great because it gives us time to get things transitioned and sorted. And this curriculum day was planned well before lockdown, so that's all good. I will have professional learning on for most of the day. Part of that I'll have to take off to help with device rollout and all that sort of stuff. Then I have the weekend and I can't go anywhere, I can't see anyone, so I'm gonna have plenty of time to read. I'm using it as a total excuse to read for an entire weekend with no guilt. So, well, not that I ever feel guilt about reading, because to be honest, it's me, but literally no one can say anything to me because I'm not allowed to go anywhere. So the first plan tonight, because it's already, oh gosh, what time is it? 9:04 p.m, is to read Three of Hearts by Lillian Lark. I read a Lillian Lark book in another vlog that you will see at the end of the month, and I loved it. It's called Tangled Wires, and it's a sci-fi romance, and it's set on Earth, and it features basically an android that's very human-like, and I really loved Lillian Lark's writing style. Brie was the one who told me about it in our weird romance Instagram buddy reading group chat, and I read it and I loved it. And Shay was saying that she'd seen that Lillian Lark had some other things out, and one of them is I think it's a paranormal called Three of Hearts, which as far as I know is an MMF paranormal romance. I think it's less than 200 pages, which is totally doable for me tonight. So that is my plan. I'm gonna read this because it's totally bonkers. I'm supposed to be reading things for the tarot readathon, but my brain is not ready for the things that I need to read for that readathon. That will be tomorrow's task, is to get through some of those. I'm gonna read this MMF Menage paranormal story. I'm kind of sleepy, but I just finished the book and I did really enjoy it. It is an MMF Menage paranormal story, and it's our world, but there are a lot of magical creatures. And so basically the first line of the synopsis for this book is a wolf shifter, a demon, and a harpy walk into a hotel. And it's also a second chance romance because Asa and Gregory, who are the two men, or two males I suppose, in this story, have had a previous relationship, and they broke up because Gregory, who is the wolf, his wolf didn't accept Asa as his mate, but Gregory himself still loved him, and in a fit his wolf was going wandering, and so he broke up with Asa. And Gregory ends up sort of on this bounty hunting job with Zeph, who is a harpy. And in the course of trying to complete this job, Zeph ends up hurt and crashes into Asa's hotel room through the window. And Asa is a demon, he is particularly skilled with healing, and he figures out that Gregory considers Zeph his mate. However, he also sees the way that Greg reacts to the both of them, and he suspects that Gregory actually is mated to both of them, and so it continues from there. This book does have a pregnancy in it from about 50% of the way in, and it is sort of a subplot in the story. There's a lot of build up around the mythology of the harpies, which was really fascinating. It's actually really nice to see a paranormal romance with harpies. I also liked the demon mythology that's built up, so we really only meet two of those characters, Asa and his best friend Mace. And Mace's book, I think, is coming out later this year, which I would be really interested in reading because Mace has this thing with Zeph's sister. I don't think this book was as consistent as Tangled Wires, however, I really did enjoy it. The third act breakup component of the story really did feature a lot of miscommunication, and really these guys just need to start learning to leave notes for one another when they go running off after having sex. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. I think Lillian Lark is an author that I can 100% continue to read books by. I'm enjoying her work. Now I'm going to go to bed to get myself sorted for whatever is happening tomorrow. Alright, so it is now Friday morning. It is just after 8 o'clock. I am about to go start collecting iPads and make sure that everything's logged out and ready to go for the kids who need to borrow them for the next couple of days, but it's always very weird when it's a school day and no one's here. We're pretty much ghost town city at the moment, but at least I'll be able to get things done. Hi guys, it's Friday night. Today has been a crazy day. So I went to school, I think I updated you this morning, and I was helping with handing out devices to families that need them for remote learning. It's the second time I've done this year, and the difference between last time and now was incredible. The parents were really good. We know the process now, so they just came in, filled in the forms, grabbed an iPad, which was really nice. And then in between all of that, I was doing our PD or curriculum day training, which was around our Respectful Relationships program, which is a statewide program that is designed to talk about resilience and positive relationships with one another. And as you go up through the school, it tackles gender norms and also gender-based violence, which can be quite confronting, but it was really good because we had our professional learning around those really heavy topic units so that people felt more comfortable discussing them, and it was just fantastic. But I am home now. I have been for a walk. I went to the supermarket to grab just a pizza to throw in the oven for dinner because I don't really feel like doing anything, and I also used it as an excuse to buy a lot of bad for me food, because if I'm going into lockdown, I'm allowed some cheats. It's as simple as that. I did want to show you a couple of things. I have some book mail that I received, which will obviously come out in my book haul video later on, but I have A Touch of Malice by Scarlett Sinclair. That's the third book in her Hades and Persephone series, the one that I haven't read. And also my pre-order of Flashfire came in by TJ Klune, so this is the follow-up to The Extraordinaries, which I still haven't read. It's up there, and I will hopefully just sort of read these back to back, but it's his young adult series, I think, with superheroes, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And then my Teacher Co box arrived. So this is my quarterly teacher subscription that I get, which is full of fun teachery things. So rather than do a separate video, I thought I would just include it in this vlog. So there is a list that explains everything that comes in the box, which is things like stamps and stickers and all that sort of fun stuff. So it looks like this month's theme is llamas. So I have some stickers that say, Miss Galvin says, "L'amazing work." That's really cute. There is also a nail polish. So this one is by Miss Frankie Melbourne, plant-based nail polish. That is a super pretty color. There's also one of those security stamps for your mail. That's what it looks like. So you can just roll over all your personal details. I actually already have one of these, but I have a much bigger one. So this one's really good because now I can keep them sort of in two places and just grab for whichever one is closest. There is a ballpoint pen. It says, "You are amazing." I don't know if that showed up. This camera is very weird with focusing. There is also a stamp to match the stickers. This one says, Miss Galvin says, "L'amazing." I love these. The kids really like these stamps too. I've got a whole collection of them now. There is also a Contigo travel mug, and it has been personalized with my name on it. So that's really cool. This will be good to take to work. And the last thing in this box is a box of smelly stickers, or scratch and sniff stickers, which my kids absolutely love. They will go bananas for these, especially since these smell like chocolate. All right, so that was everything that came in my Teacher Co box. I will leave a link to them in the description so that if you're interested in checking them out, it is a really great teacher gift and it does come quarterly. So while it is on the pricier side for a subscription box, I'm also only paying it every 3 months. And I get some really nice things that are personalized to me that I can actually use. Probably check in a little bit later. I'm going to try and read a little bit of Growing Up African in Australia tonight. I also want to read the prequel to the Lillian Lark book that I read last night, and I'm also supposed to be watching Speed with my movie watching group. It's our back in lockdown movie watching group, so yeah, we're going to plan on watching Speed, which I love. I love it a lot. So I said that we were going to watch Speed tonight, but in fact we watched Deep Blue Sea, which was totally ridiculous, but did provide many, many needed laughs. And I really shouldn't say that we died laughing during one of the characters getting eaten by a shark, but we really did. I've not watched this film since 1999. What were they thinking? I don't know. Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. It's just on 9:20 in the morning and I've been for a walk. I didn't sleep in because I was feeling really sore. And I think I'm gonna jump in the shower, then do some tidying up around here and have some breakfast. And then today's plans are to read, tidy, make sure I close my move ring, so that might mean a walk this afternoon, depending on what happens with the tidying. And yeah, more reading. Hi everyone, so I'm still watching the parenting, reading and booktube live stream that's happening on Heather's channel, and it's really interesting. I've sort of been popping in and out, and I had my earbuds in while I was cleaning, so I was listening to it, which was funny because at that point they were talking about how they audiobook with earbuds. So apparently I booktube now with earbuds. So I've just got some spinach and ricotta pastries that I've put in the oven, and I've got towels in the dryer and towels still in the washing machine waiting to go in the dryer, because it's just faster to do them one at a time. And then I'll make my bed, and I'm hoping to start some reading. But my quads are so sore. And look, I had PT on Thursday night before we went into lockdown, and I was doing weighted squats, which I haven't done for a little while. So I'm thinking that that's probably what it is. Not that I've had any heavy weights on it or anything. I'm still on baby weights, but I'm so sore. Like, even just sitting down is painful at this point. So I'm going to magnesium up and try and rest a little bit, because it's really painful. So I have started reading Stalked by the Kraken by Lillian Lark, which is sort of a prequel to, oh my gosh, what's it called? 3 of Hearts. So it is a paranormal romance between a kraken and a witch. So read into that as you will, because it is a paranormal romance. But Gideon is a kraken, an ancient, and he's sitting in a coffee shop, and a woman walks in and he recognizes her immediately as his mate. And as it turns out, she comes from a family of witches. She is a matchmaker, so she can make predictions around the percentage of someone's relationship being successful. And her family have a love bathhouse. It's really interesting and very steamy. It is definitely a pasta kind of night. So this is just spinach and ricotta pasta with pesto, and I'm just catching up on one of Jessen's wrap-ups. Alright, so I finished Stalked by the Kraken. I did really like it. There are content warnings in here for breeding and tentacles and very steamy scenes, but it was really fun, and it was nice to see where it fit into the world with 3 of Hearts. It does take place beforehand, and we do get mentions of Asa in this book, and also Sophia, who is the sister of the heroine of 3 of Hearts. One of her side stories is elaborated on in this one, and her book is the next one that's being written, and I really can't wait for that. So that was really fun. I am going to start listening to The Empire Strikes Back from a certain point of view. When I read the first book in the series, which was based around A New Hope, I not only tabbed it up, but I also wrote the whole way through it. But I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to listen and tab, and then come back later in and do my actual physical annotations in the book, because obviously the original Star Wars films mean a huge amount to me. So to have these books exploring some of the side characters is just incredible. This is part of my, is it part of my book haul revisited series? It might be, but it's also part of my tarot readathon TBR. So I'm going to start that, and then we'll see how far I get into it before I start watching Speed tonight with the girls from book club. And then I might start a Nikki Sloan book. I don't know. My best friend got me this gin, which is citrus and pepperberry flavored, as a gift for helping her out with something. So I'm going to make a gin tonight. Happy Sunday morning, guys. I have just done quarter force and Pilates this morning, so that's like just over an hour and a half of either cardio, boxing or Pilates, and I'm really hot and sweaty and tired, but I'm going to jump in the shower and then I'm going to get on with the day. I need to film my books beside my bed video today, and possibly my Read Digital for August video, and yeah, that's pretty much what's on the agenda. Set up and ready to go for filming. You know when you have plans and you're like, oh, I'm gonna read all day. Yeah, it's like 2:30. This morning I did my fitness classes, which I love doing during lockdown. I really like having lockdown routines. Sorry about the laundry in the background. Every time I do a vlog, I'm doing laundry. I can't help it. And the apartment's not that big that I can get away from it. Yes, so I did my classes, I did my filming. So I do still have some makeup on, my lipstick's off. And I'm now changed into comfy, very comfy clothes. I have edited and uploaded my books beside my bed video, which will be going up before this one. And I have also finished uploading my seesaw activities for the kids for tomorrow morning. And what else have I done? I've spoken to my sister who's up visiting family because there's stuff going on with family, so she's up there with my mum at the moment, and I had some info to send her and I just needed to talk to her about it. And I also just spoken to my dad, who's by himself because my mum is away, and so dad and I are both by ourselves, which probably suits our little hermit selves a little bit. I've just continued to read From a Certain Point of View. So I started this last night before I had my movie watching session, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm listening to the audiobook and just, yeah, really enjoying the stories and the different narrators. And then after I finished watching Speed, which, great movie, totally ridiculous, totally inaccurate, but great, I read Three Simple Rules by Nikki Sloan. So you guys know that I have an interesting relationship with Nikki Sloan books, but I actually did quite enjoy this one. It is the first book in the Blindfold Club series, and it is about Evie, who makes a mistake at work and needs to quickly earn some cash, and so her best friend who works at the Blindfold Club suggests that she spend one night working at the club to earn back the cash that she needs. And all Evie has to do is select the sexual acts that she's happy to participate in, and then on the night she's there and she's basically sold to the highest bidder, and they can do whatever they want to her. And it's all going great, it's very steamy, and then it's revealed that the guy that has bought her is her boss. So it is a workplace/office romance story. It is a bit of an enemies to lovers story because she's convinced that Logan hates her. And yeah, like, I liked it. The only thing is, like, the third act, stressful breakup, craziness stuff. I'm not a great fan of that, but that said, I still really liked it, and I liked Evie and Logan's relationship, although I do wish we had had Logan's perspective for some of the book, because the whole thing is told in Evie's perspective. But still, you know, this one was not a miss for me with Nikki Sloan. I'm not convinced I'm going to enjoy the second book, which is the Best Friends book, but I might give it a shot at some point. But for now, I'm going to continue listening to From a Certain Point of View, and then in the group chat with all of the fun, crazy romances, Tara has just suggested The Fifth Gender by G.L. Carriger, which is Gail Carriger. And I actually have had that on my Kindle for years. So I might try and read that tonight. We'll see. I'm also hopefully watching The Italian Job with the girls from book club, and that will be a lot of fun too. But I don't have to leave the house. I closed all, well, you can't see it now. I closed my move ring and my exercise ring before 10 o'clock, so that's job done. I don't even need to go for a walk, which is actually quite nice because I just wanted a day where I'm here, not doing anything. And then later I'll just have to check out and see what other things I need to do before I have remote learning with the kids tomorrow. But what I'm thinking about for this vlog is finishing it up tonight and then having it go up on Wednesday, and then maybe doing another vlog next weekend. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to listening to this book. Alright, so I just finished The Empire Strikes Back From a Certain Point of View. This is a break, but it was really fun. I really liked the audio for it. Star Wars always has good audiobooks because they usually go with full cast for this particular book series. And January Lavoie was one of the audio narrators, and I really like her audio narration. Yeah, overall it's a pretty good collection. I suppose Empire Strikes Back is not my favourite of the original Star Wars films, so I'm less connected to this than something like A New Hope. But there were some really interesting stories in here. Two of my favourite of the short stories were ones with pilots. So there was Rendezvous Point, which was a Wedge Antilles story, which is no surprise that I liked it because Wedge Antilles is my favorite Star Wars character. That one was by Jason Fry and was about Wedge and Wes Jansen setting up a new Red Squadron after the evacuation at Hoth. There was also Amara Kell's Rules for TIE Pilot Survival, probably. And that one was by Django Wexler and was obviously an Imperial pilot, but was just really fun. And another one that I also liked was Faith in an Old Friend. That one was by Brittany and Williams, and it was the onboard computer of Millennium Falcon, which is actually made up of 3 sort of sentient droid-like minds who work together and call themselves the Millennium Falcon Collective. I really like that one. That was really fun and quirky. I finished this. It is nearly 10:30, but I think I'm going to start the 5th Gender, and if I don't finish it tonight, I will finish it tomorrow and wrap up the vlog then. So we'll see how far I get. Hi everyone. Sorry about the glare off my glasses. I'm looking towards the windows. I have not picked up a book today, and it's like 5 o'clock on Monday night. Normally during remote learning, I'd actually get my lunch break and be able to read. Instead today, I felt like I was running around like a headless chicken, and it had absolutely nothing to do with my kids or their families. They were actually really good. But I'm going to have a shower. Then I have to jump back online at 7 o'clock for a work meeting. Not looking forward to that, but I'm going to have my shower, hopefully finish the 5th Gender before that meeting, then hopefully go straight into a movie night with the girls. Tomorrow can only be better. So I just finished the 5th Gender and I did really like it. It is definitely more science fiction with a romance than it is sci-fi romance, but I don't care. It was just so adorable and fun and kind of hard-hitting in a way, and it's kind of a difficult book to explain. So it is set on a human colony somewhere, and it's a space station, and there is this alien character called Triss who is an exile from his planet, and he can never go back. He's lavender colored from head to toe. He has his hair is sort of like these tails that reflect his emotion, and he is just the most sunshiny character ever. And he is in his race, he is one of the 5th Gender, and his race have 5 different genders, and they all have different roles in the society, and you kind of learn what they are as you go through the book. Anyway, he's been exiled so he can have no more contact with his people, and he works as an ambassador on the space station because people like him. He's a neutral party, he has no ties to anyone, and he has a crush on the local station detective. The detective kind of avoids Triss because he is that sunshiny character, and the detective, he's a bit of a grump. But then they realize that they like each other, and then Drev starts to learn a little bit more about Triss and his people. Then suddenly a ship containing members of Triss's race arrives at the station, and they're like notoriously xenophobic, so they don't travel and ask for help. But they ask for help because one of the members of the ship has died. They think he's been murdered, and they are in need of a detective to come and figure out what it is. But they're all very cagey and very reluctant to share their culture or anything like that. So Drev spends time on board investigating this murder, and Triss goes with him because in the eyes of his people, he no longer exists. So while they've only said that only one investigator can come on board, there's a loophole because Triss can go with him because the others won't recognize him as someone who exists. Anyway, it's all really cool and very political, and there's a lot of really interesting stuff around gender and xenophobia and all of that kind of stuff. There is a content warning in here, and it is a spoiler, so I'm going to put spoiler on the screen. It's a content warning for suicide, and also there's a lot of talk around pregnancy. Hi, editing Steph here. I just wanted to throw in that along with the pregnancy, there is also a lot of stuff around bodily autonomy, which is where the pregnancy stuff comes in. Because members of Triss's race are sort of they don't have the same breeding rates as everyone else. So the members of their population who can have children are really highly prized, but not all of those members want to have a baby. And so it's all really complicated, but it is well worth checking out if you like something a little bit silly and a little bit fun, but also with a little bit of a deeper message woven into it. So it's definitely very unique. And while there are sex scenes in here and they are kind of wild. It's not something like Ice Planet Barbarians or anything like that. Like, it is primarily a science fiction kind of story, so be aware of that going into it. Now that I have finished that, I'm gonna get my stats, wrap up this vlog, and possibly get to bed because I am done. All right, so I have just run the numbers. I read 5 books. I read 1,893 pages. I think the books that I liked the most were the Three of Hearts and Stalked by the Kraken books by Lillian Lark. I'm really liking her writing style. I think that they're just fun. I think the most interesting story that I read was The Fifth Gender, just for all of its complexity. And then of course I read From a Certain Point of View, The Empire Strikes Back, and also Three Simple Rules by Nikki Sloan. So yeah, it's been a good reading vlog. So I'm gonna wrap this up now and go to bed. If you've read any of these books, feel free to let me know in the comments. Or if you don't want to leave a comment but you want to let me know that you're here, leave a purple heart in the comments. And I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.